well, the last person to win 2 Milano Championships was an old friend of yours as well, Mr. Hogan.
That's right.
Paul Hogan was
Paul
the
Hogan,
last person to, yeah, exactly, Calvin's dad, and great loss to the racing world when he unfortunately got it wrong on the car. Right, away we go then. Who's going to hook up nicely? Well, let's see.
A lot of wheeling.
Yeah, there's a lot of air. That's Alan Cooper, David Bull getting away. Welsh needs to work on his starts a little bit, mate, because he's dropped to 4th place at the first corner. He's looking a little bit upright there as we all go through Old Hall for the first time.
Around the outside now, take the lead.
So, of course, Richie's racing this one with the 86, Jamie Kelman's memorial number, because unfortunately Jamie losing his life aboard a TZR at Brands Hatch a couple of years ago. It's been a bit of a tragic class over the years, unfortunately, hasn't it? We've lost a few people over the years. It's never good. It's just racing accidents at the end of the day, and there's nothing you can do about those, is there?
No, it is the ultimate downside of races.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things. What's happening over there, Bradley?
Yeah, I was watching them filter through there. It looked like Richie Welsh, as you say, was in around about 4th place there. Someone further down the order in the last 6 or 5 positions there had a big old moment on the exit of Cascades there. You know, legs off and the fishtail in. But they got it all under control there, and they're on the way towards Island Bend now. But we'll keep an eye on the race leaders as they make their way through the Britain chicane and over the top of Hilltop then for the first time of 8. But Richie Welsh right there, as you mentioned. I think his main goal is to win a race with the number 86 there, isn't it, in memory of Jamie Kelman. So we'll have to see if he can do it there. But Mark Haig has been so impressive on this TZR. Of course, we saw him formerly in the Blue Haze GP class there on the RS250. He's moved to the TZR250, and he's in 3rd place. Alan Cooper leads the way ahead of David Bull. Then it is Mark Haig and Richie Welsh. That's your top 4. But everybody through safely on this opening lap then. A bit of a gap opening up ahead of the number 42 machine further down the order. There is Colvin Turner on the white number 73, as you mentioned there, Rick, but the field being rounded out by the number 77 machine. I believe that's Adam Collins there. So everybody through safely. In fact, we've got a few more riders coming through there. Paul Firth bringing up the rear of the field on bike number 2. So everybody through safely, which is always good news. But it is the number 30 machine of Cooper leading the way.
Hope so, because he's coming across the line and you might get proved wrong. No, you certainly won't. That is Alan Cooper heading the way ahead of David Bull, the oldest man ever to win a race, we believe. You're right, that machine of Mark Hayes is lovely too. Certainly, I haven't seen it really close up, but from a distance, a shortish distance, it's always looked good. That Dougie Edmondson's bike, it is in 4th place there with Richie Welsh on board. In fact, Mark was 4th across the line there, but Richie is unfortunately had to lose that place. And it's McCarter, Mook, Bursko, Mook, Hamilton, Bushell, Lee, Davis, Wales, Cripps, Goff, Ridley, Ellison. Got a jump start, couple of jump start pedals there. One for Paul Whitby. That's going to send him tumbling down to 8th place, and the other for David Patterson, unfortunately. And that relegates him to 28th place. So a little bit of tumbling going on down the order there. So lots of chopping and changing. Andy Bursko, the big mover on that lap, mate. I'm not sure where he started, but he's come across the line in 7th place, having made up seven places. That's very impressive stuff from Andy, isn't it?
Great to see, actually, Chris Tay still going, because that's the other bike I've been working on.
Oh, okay.
Literally just put a pair of carbs on that just before he's come out.
Just realised the other person who's moved up nicely on that lap, mate, is Colvin Turner, made up 9 places. So,
nice.
yeah, sweet. That's definitely good stuff in the back of the grid, because that's where he would have started. He would have been 32nd.
Orders not to beat Martin Pearson on his own bike.
Ooh, I tell you what, he ain't got too many places to make up there to get him. We'll wait and see. As they came across the line there, Martin was leading that tail of bikes, and I think Colvin was towards the back end of that one, so we'll wait and see if there's any change there. Quickest man on the track out the back there, just gone past on Bradley, is Mark Haig. Mark Haig's got the purple out the back there with the 24.5, which puts him 0.3 of a second quicker than anybody else, and that includes the leaders. So does he look like he's coming faster, having a good go? Is he trying to close the gap to Mr. Ball at the moment, mate?
So yeah, Mark Haig is right there in 3rd. I think the thing that I noticed this time around was that Richie Welsh was taking some pretty interesting lines to try and find a way through on Mark Haig. So I'm not sure if he's getting a little bit impatient or not, because I think the leading 2 there are just stretching their advantage by a few tenths here and there. As a move further down the order from Tess Bickerstaff up the inside of Sarah Osterholzer, which is good stuff there. Paul Firth has made up a few positions, but the race leader's coming back towards me now through Cascades. and the leading two as you were, but Richie Welsh trying to force it up the inside of Mark Haig for third place, and was forced to go back to fourth place and go into the slipstream actually on the exit of Cascades in towards Island Bend. But I'll try and keep an eye on them as they come over the top of Hilltop in around about 25-30 seconds or so. But there's good battles all the way down the order, whether you're looking for the race lead or towards the tail end of the field. It's frantic action all the way around this Oulton Park circuit, but we're watching now towards Hilltop, and it was Alan Cooper ahead of David Ball as they left my side towards Island Bend, and I suspect it may well be the same this time around. But David Ball is the championship leader at the moment, taking 3 victories from the previous round at Brands Hatch. But they're back into my sight here, and it is Cooper still leading the way from the number 8 machine of David Ball, and Richie Welsh has found his way through now, Keith. So 86, Richie Welsh on Dougie Edmondson's bike is up into third place, and it'll be interesting to see his first sector time on this particular lap, because there's a few tenths between himself and Mark Haig now.
Well, the other news a little bit further back is that Martin Pearson had a bit of a wobble on that lap, lost a couple of seconds, and Colvin Turner said, thank you very much indeed, I'll sneak my bike straight past you. Also, Chris Stays right on his tail as well now. We do have a potentially faster lap there, because it was David Bull who got the fastest lap on the last lap with a 56.8. However, he only went quick in one sector. I think it was Haig who went quickest in the first sector there, so we're going to wait and see how it plans out now. Richie Welsh, obviously relatively little track time on this bike at this track, so it's going to be interesting to see if he can get that a little bit closer. Wait and see if he turns any sorts of colours here as the leaders come across the line, and I tell you what, they're almost nose to tail. Oh, Bull round the outside there. That's a brave move on Cooper there, but I think it's going to come off. Is he though? Oh, just a little bit side by side coming back towards you, Bradley. Welsh is in there, and it's green for Welsh. And no, it's fastest lap for Welsh. There we go. 2 greens gives him the 56.6. So he is coming down a 0.7 of a second over the line.
I've got them here carrying all that corner speed around Cascades, and it's almost side by side, in fact, with David Ball as he got out of my sight once more. But they've really put some distance between themselves and Mark Haig now. So it was a duo at the front. It's now a leading trio with Richie Welsh joining the party, and you know for a fact that you're not going to keep Richie Welsh down at all. In towards Island Bed and Shell Oils they'll go, and on our commentary lap of the circuit earlier on this morning, I never realised just how banked it is at Shell Oils. Obviously the TV kind of flattens it a little bit, doesn't it? But still, that is a lot of camber that you're carrying around at Shell Oils.
Yeah, no, we definitely need to do some more commentators sighting laps in the car of the first thing in the morning. It's definitely a fresh way to start the day, isn't it? Give the old Lexus a bit of a workout. But yeah, quite a bit of a banking there. So the only changes on that lap then, it was Welsh on Haig. Go on, mate.
I've got them here, and there's a change of second place actually. Richie Welsh on the number 86 up into second place, relegating David Ball.
He wants it, doesn't he? He is absolutely flying then. So David Ball, who has obviously made the move on Alan Cooper. So if Alan wants this one, he's going to have to look to his medal, I think. We'll wait and see what sort of lap time, or sector time I should say, that Richie comes in with. Let's see if he knows. Doesn't go any particular colour, but what it does tell me is that he has gone around about a tenth of a second quicker than his rival. Sorry, about a second quicker than his rival, and half a second quicker than Alan Cooper. So he is coming, and coming very fast indeed. The other thing these guys are going to encounter, because they're going to be coming across the line shortly to complete the halfway, we've got a couple of back markers who are just heading down the hill to you as I see the leaders coming over the line. It's coming out of Lodge there, and this is frantic stuff side by side. Oh, Welsh has lost that second place there, mate, but I tell you what, Bull knows he's in a race here. Top 3 covered by less than half a second, 0.445. Nobody going purple this particular time round, but it was Cooper who does a PB in sector 2. Behind them it is Haig, Mook, MacArthur, Burscough, Mook, Bushell, Hamilton, Whippy, Lee, Wales, Cripps. So it's all good stuff out there at the moment. And looking a bit further back, how's that Turner and Pearson battle? They came across the line separated by half a second last time. They're going to be coming back towards us. And yeah, I've made that mistake of lending a spare bike to somebody and watching them beat me, mate. Oh, we've got a yellow flag here, sorry. And that's going to be out of our sight, of course.
There was a yellow flag at Britain chicane that's just been gone
Somebody's gone in. The first person we've seen go in at Oulton, I'm not sure who that is. But,
we've got a red flag, Keith. Red flag has gone out.
Okay, I'm going to listen on the radio there, mate.